Hello and welcome back to Race Base. Back on Thursday night, so it means endurance night. Back at Czech Republic, Brno Circuit GP. Sprints the other night, very full of dramas. See some people having some big mistakes that you wouldn't really see. Really kind of struggling with the track, but other people making up some good places. So that concludes the sprint races, and that means that will be the starting positions going into the endurance. Just trying to get the stream up here just so I can have a look. But yeah, so all the guys are back in, and Kenny Shep being able to join. He's going to be starting from the back. We know he's got pace, so he's going to be working his way through the pack of people. How far up he gets is anybody's guess. Palm obviously looking strong the other night. Took the win in the road car and the endurance in the KTM, should I say, GT4. That's better. Just got all settled. So yeah, Czech Republic. It's going to be some good racing. Dry race, hour long. Formation lap. You'll see the guys on the grid in a minute. Then they will form into their starting positions on one formation lap, and the race will start with a rolling start. So just to recap that, you'll have Palm on pole, K9 in second, Kento in third, Rock fourth, G32 in fifth, and then that will be Tiger sixth, and then Kenny Shep following up the rear. But I'm sure we'll see him progress with his previous results throughout the championship. He's definitely he's leading the championship because of his sheer pace that he's got in these cars. But I'm sure some of the other guys will definitely be taking the fight to him and making it as difficult as they possibly can to stop him progressing through this pack of cars. As I just get loaded with track map. Always handy to have in these endurance, just to see where people are and any groups of cars forming out on track. Obviously everyone's just making final adjustments to the cars, getting that extra amount of fuel in, calculating the fuel. An hour long. It's definitely going to be tricky. I think lap times the other night were somewhere around the ranging, I think 209 we did see, 208 possibly, and then averaging around the 211. So with a heavier fuel load, you're going to be looking around the 211, 212, somewhere around there, give or take. So don't forget, this isn't the start of the race, this is just purely to get into formation on the formation lap. See Kento there in the epic blue livery, Palm alongside him in the orange car, warming up the tyres already. So Palm's going to be leading the pack, so he's already into position. K9's coming through in the green Savage 82 car. Just getting into formation now. He'll be looking to try and take the challenge to Palm on the first opening couple of laps. With it being the endurance, sometimes guys might favour not to do that and just sit comfortable and find their rhythm and pace before they start forming any sort of attack. Kento there in that third place with teammate right behind him, Roy. So good team kind of lockout for that third, fourth place there. It's going to make it awkward for anyone to get past. G32 Had an unfortunate night, I feel. He's never really had some solid performances in this, but I think the other night he made slight mistakes where ran over the edge of the track on the curb, which fired his car off into the Armco barrier and gave him extensive damage. Had to pit early and was on a bit of a kind of a drive to regain places, but worked his way up. Tiger seemed to be struggling the other night. We saw him have a couple of sprints, but hopefully he's managed to feel a little bit more comfortable. Sometimes the extra weight of that fuel in the car just makes it feel a little bit more stable. And we can see at the back of the grid there, I'm going to call him King Kenny. King Kenny, king of the GT4s at the moment, leading the championship. He's got a lot to make up throughout the evening. So these guys just coming around to the final section, uphill section, as we saw some of the guys had better pace than the others the other night. Everyone warming their tyres frantically. Dry conditions all the way through the race, no rain expected, so these guys can fully just commit to splash and dash pit stops, or not even a tyre change, just quick repair and back out. Mandatory pit stops, one has to be taken at least. You can see K9 forming that two abreast grid at the moment. Kento and Roy there. Palm's already launched it off the line. As soon as you cross that line, he's hit that power and just managed to keep a nice steady gap. K9 just having a look up the inside, showing his pace. Roy there. Oh, just see Tiger, unfortunate for him. First turn, just got the car too rotated. So Roy's made a position gain on Kento. He's moved up a place. Good job from him. And K9 looking feisty in these first few turns, but as I say that, Kento's spun out as well, I can see in the background there, so he's going to drop to the back of the grid with Tiger. It's unfortunate for him. K9 looking up the inside of Palm. These two going neck and neck into this section of track. K9's going to be on the outside for this one. He's looking for the undercut, but Palm's cut him off. So as they come out for this endurance, K9 is looking feisty for this to get the lead. Bearing in mind that you got Kenny Shep at the back of the grid, just working his way through, taking his time. It is an endurance, so he feels like there is no major rush to make up all these positions. As I say that, I think he's looking up on the inside of G32 there, but he backs out of it, gives him room. He's going to save it. He does hug that inside corner. G32's giving him space, but they stay in formation at the moment. You can see they've caught up onto the back of Roy, so Roy just losing a bit of pace, and G32's going to go through a field on Roy, and he does. Kenny Shep following him as well, tucked in between, and he's going to try and outbrake G32 going into this next section. So Kenny Shep making up 2 places there within the matter of a couple of corners, so just bided time on that lap one. You can see the leaders just stretched out a bit of a gap now. K9 still tucked in behind Palm. Palm managed to defend off any attack that K9 had on that first lap. Just check in on where these other guys are on at the back of the ship. We see Kento just coming over the line, so he's got a lot of work to do over this hour-long endurance to regain any position changes. You can see K9 seems to be more through the twisty sections. He just catches up a little bit onto the back of Palm. can see him just run out onto the edge of the circuit, which unsteadied the car even with a heavy fuel line. Palm looking comfortable now. Everyone's trying to just get into the rhythm. Lap 2 and just feel comfortable. Bearing in mind they've all got Kenny Shep in that 3rd place already, so he's got open track just to have a few laps on a clear track in front of him, just to reel in these guys. K9 just runs it out wide into that dirt section, doesn't lose too much time. Just dropping a little bit of ground now to Palm. See Kenny already making ground. T32 in the background there, not lost too much time. Made up a couple of positions. Obviously able to get past Rock there and Kento. Just going to check a bit further back. Rock there, so Kento's already caught up to the back of Rock, so Rock must have had a bit of a half spin or off track moment. Hopefully these guys haven't picked up too much damage, which means that they won't have to pit early. Nobody will be looking for that pit strategy early. They'll be hopefully running to that midpoint of the race. But as I say that, Kenny Shep's already past K9, so he's made a good run on this, was it 3rd lap now? K9 will be looking to try and latch onto the back of Kenny and use the draft, use the toe and use the lines to see where his braking points are. He seems to be doing a good job at the moment. He's under his rear wing. See Palm's just stretched out a bit of a gap now, 3.5 seconds back to these two. They're not battling, they're purely just using each other to use that toe. As I say that, Kenny's out wide now into the gravel. I'm sure that's going to allow K9 to go past him up this up the bank straight. I think it does. K9 back into that 2nd place spot. Kenny Shep not losing too much time though out in that gravel section. Palm just seems to be edging away out in front now, 5-second gap. So Palm really got comfortable over these opening few laps just to dial his car in, get the feel for it. We saw him strong the other night in the sprint races. So Kenny retakes K9 back into that 2nd place, and K9 will be more than happy to just sit behind him and try and match his pace lap by lap. See Kenny's a lot of movement in that car from Kenny Shep though. Just see the tail end sliding round that corner, so he's on the limit. G32 still in that 4th space, but he's got Roy now right behind him, which we'd seen Kento in front before. A lot of position changes. K9's back in front. Kenny's gone for a bit of a wander into the gravel again, so as we said, a lot of movement in Kenny Shep's car, so he hasn't quite got it dialed in setup wise, so I'm sure he's going to make adjustments to his driving style to compensate for that car. We've seen him able to do that in many of the races that we've had, but That's allowed K9 comfortably into that second place, and he's just going to be able to run his own race now. Clear track in front of him and clear track behind him. So Kenny's dropped about 10 seconds off the back of K9. So G32, as they're saying, he's in that 4th place, and that Roy was right behind him before, but now it's Kento. So these 3 cars, Kento, Roy and G32, they're going to be battling out for some time, I feel. Kento's had a good run too. He had that big mistake to start with, dropped right off the back of the pack, but he's already worked it back into the mix for these guys. He's looking at the rear end of a slightly distant G32, just a little bit up the road, but if he keeps up the pace of the lap times, 2:13 last time round by Kento, 2:28 from G32, so G32 must have had some sort of mistake on that last lap. Roy, just see in the background there, he was on 2:14 as last lap. I think this one's going to be slightly slower, 2:20. Highlights a mistake somewhere around the lap from Roy there. He'll be looking to get back onto the tail end of these guys. So Palm clear out in front, smashing the 210s as we saw the other night. With lighter fuel loads, 208s, 209s. So Palm managing to do that. 210 with a heavier fuel load at this part of the race. As I say that, must have made a mistake because K9 has gone into the lead, so commentator's cursor never even had the camera on him. So K9 just gets in front of Palm, so Palm made a mistake, but fortunate in a way that it hasn't lost too much time. He's still onto the back end of K9, so, and then I think we saw in the background Kenny Shep is not too far away either, so these guys are going to be battling for some time. Easy to make a mistake. We're seeing some of the top guys making these mistakes. K9 feeling the pressure now, Palm with his headlights on. He's diving for the inside track there. Give each other room. You see a couple of the tyres being scattered. One was sat on the track. K9 just running it right out to the edge of the track, but Palm had a good run as well. It's neck and neck down the main straight. Palm having the inside, but K9's gone for a switch back up the inside, but just can't hold the position, so Palm regains the lead. Kenny Shep just coming into shot in 3rd place, so just trying to make gains on these guys. He's just smashed the 210, so he's had a good lap that time around. We know that once he dials it in, he will be consistent in his lap times. G32's on that 4th, Kento 5th, Rock in the 6th, and Tiger in 7th position. We've seen him have a spin or two at the start of the race. It's unfortunate for Tiger, but we're just going to stick with these 2 guys at the moment. So I think K9's, don't want to say anything, he's looking the more stable, solid all-rounder at this point in the race at the moment. Hasn't made any major mistakes and sat in that 2nd place, and Palm did pull away from him earlier on in the race, but made a mistake, dropped back into the clutches of K9. We saw Kenny Shepherd caught K9 and passed him, but then made a mistake and dropped behind him. So Palm regained the lead and just edging away slightly away from K9 on that lap. Pulled a 1.5 second window. 2:11 there from K9, so it shows from Kenny Shep. Sorry, it shows that he's just reeling in these guys ever so slightly. 6.5 seconds back to Kenny Shep. I think it's going to be a slow and steady attack from Kenny. He's going to just keep it under control now. He's kind of, you can see a lot of movement in that car when he was lighting up the timing screens last time when he was making attacks. So he's just finding a comfortable rhythm with the car. G32 still being hounded by Kento there. These two been following each other for a couple of laps. Keep an eye on the timing screens for everyone else. Very evenly matched on pace. Kento just slightly faster on the previous lap. It was hard when you got two guys superly close on pace overall. The leader feeling the pressure of this pack, and then the person in second just being blinded of the apex of the corner slightly. Both doing a fantastic job there to have such a close battle. See Roy just coming into shot there in the background, so he's not too far away in case it goes a bit pear-shaped for these two guys. I'm sure he'll be there to reap any benefits. Order stays at the same, the front to the back, Palm, K9 and Kenny Shep. Palm just edging away a little bit more from K9, and Kenny Shep just bringing in that time deficit slightly, working away, chipping away at it. G32 and Kento here, they're I feel this could be a long race for them two, just battling out. Enjoyable one, I'm sure, from each perspective. So it's fun to race someone on track rather than just have that open clear air that can get a bit lonely sometimes. G32, that was the corner that we saw him have an epic crash in the sprint race where he hooked the curb too much and fired off into the Armco. I think it was that one. Kento just running it over the curb there. He's looking feisty at the moment. He's looking hungry to try and get past G32, but just can't find a way past at the moment. Up in the front, I think Kenny Shep has caught onto the back of K9. Once again with Kenny's sheer pace, he's just been chipping away, and he's going to be going for a lunge up the inside. Plenty of room there given. As we say, K9 will be looking to latch onto the back of Kenny and move as far forward to Palm as he possibly can. Palm out front now, looking a lot more comfortable. He's He's pulled away once again. He's going to be looking at that timing screen and seeing Ken in that second place, and I'm pretty sure he's confident he's going to know which Ken has worked his way up. He'll be looking at that lap time now and overall time back to that gap, and just keeping a close eye on it. You can see it's probably a green car in his rear view mirror, so he's going to be aware of that, but this will be the time not to buckle under the pressure and just keep your head down. He has been doing quite good pace. 2:12.2 from Palm and a 2:11.1 from Kenny on the last lap. Tiger's already bailed for the pits there. Feels like he's had to go for an early pit stop. Battle on track between G32, Kento not being able to find a way past at the moment. Super close battle on for this position. This is where Kento might be starting to feel a little bit frustrated that he just can't find a way past, but G32 doing a great job of keeping that same pace. Was slightly quicker on the previous lap, but there's only a couple of attempts in it between these guys. 2:13 from G32 and a 2:14 from Kento. Couple of attempts in it again. This could come down to pit strategy between these two guys. It's going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds. Could just hear someone stuck somewhere. That seems to be Tiger. Unfortunate for him. Could just hear a car revving as them guys were coming into shot. He does pull over out of the way to let these guys through, so great respectful drive, but unfortunate for Tiger, just struggling around this track. I'm sure it'll come to him at the next one. Red Bull Ring, doing a cracking job since he joined the championship, and just a track that he's not feeling comfortable on at all. Did see him pit as well, so just see the car moving a lot underneath him. Still battling out for G32 and Kento just in front. Going back to Kenny. Just closing that gap ever so slightly to Palm now. It's in that 3.5 second window. 3.5 to 4 second window. To come down the main straight. K9 just coming into shot. So I think it's going to take a few more laps at this pace for Kenny Shep to reel in Palm. So Palm's doing a great job. You can see the time difference there. 0.7 a second faster was Kenny Shep on that previous lap. So Palm's got the race pace. He's just got to carry the pressure that's going to be applied from Kenny Shep. Palm looking comfortable through that series of bends. Car looking pretty stable, using all the track right out to the white line, clipping that apex out corner. Staying on the racing line, keeping your tyres as clean as you can, knowing that you've got someone just chipping away at that lead. He's down to 2.5 seconds at that, well, 3 seconds should we say. It's just moving up to now, so I think he's just going to reel him in a little bit more each lap. Palmer just feeling a little bit frustrated. He did make that mistake a bit earlier on in the race. He had a comfortable lead and then dropped into the clutches of K9, but managed to retake the lead and just edge away. But now he's got that pressure of Kenny reeling him in. Just gonna check back on these guys here. Kento, you see, still behind G32, not being able to get past him. Lap times are virtually identical, 3 tenths in it, or 2 tenths in it between them. Time round. Roy, I think, dropped a little bit more behind them battling too. Still sat there to pick up some good points. These two are going to be sweating after this race. It's been at least 5 or 6 laps where they've been virtually. Kento's been sat right behind G32, runs out wide though into the gravel. Kento, he's going for a bit of a spin, I think, so that's going to relieve G32 into that no pressure scenario, and that's Tiger just going back through. I think he's must be a lap down now. Kento just running out wide into that gravel and dropping that time now, so got a lot more work to do. Got to clean his tyres up. That's unfortunate for him. Back up at the front. How are we doing? So Palm just pulled out a little bit more again. Kenny, you see the movement of the car of Kenny's? He's getting to the point. It must be tyres must be getting warm or something. We saw it earlier on in the race where his car just seemed to be moving a lot underneath him. Back to 3.5 seconds. So Palm doing a good solid job at the moment, just keeping them lap times consistent. Kenny just over that curb, very unforgiving curb as well, can fire you off. You could see how his car was bouncing over that. Just over halfway through the race, and I think there's only Tiger that's pitted so far out of these guys. He had to go in there, I think, for damage as well. No one else deciding to pit as yet. think Kenny Shep was diving for the pits, yeah he was. So he decided to go in this halfway point. We see him just lose a little bit of time, and his car was moving underneath him, so he might have selected a pit strategy that just favours him, different tyres, or being able to adjust something at that point just to give him that bit of extra pace. So K9's back into that second place as Kenny Shep goes into the pits. Palm's going to be aware of that as well now, and it's going to make him think a couple of different things. You know, how's his car feeling? It's looking stable. It's he's driving it conservatively, I'd say, with tyre wear. He's as smooth as anything. He's running it to the outside of the track, no movement from his car. So he's looking comfortable at the moment. Whether he's just going to run this now, he's probably going to try and keep an eye on lap times from other guys to see if there's any major advantages being made. Kenny Shep, quite a quick pit stop. He's already back out on track. K9 into that second place, 20 seconds now behind Palm, and he's got Kenny Shep 16 seconds behind him on track. So he's in a nice clear window. K9 just to run his own race, not really pressured into making any pit stops or anything. Let's have a look on board, see how K9's car's looking comfortable. Ooh, just has a bit of a twitch just over that one curb coming up the hill, but all under control. Right to the edge of the track, following the racing line, trying to run as much speed as he possibly can down these couple of straights, one up the hill and down this main start-finish straight here. On the 2:14 on his last lap. Palm running around in the 2:11.8, so virtually a 2:12. G32 2:14s, Kento 2:14s, Roy 2:15s. So it's pretty close. Tigers there just smashed the 2:15 as well. So everyone kind of running around in the 2:14s. Obviously Kenny Shep, I think he's going to come back in the 2:11s. Same as Palm, they were pretty much on the same sort of pace. Bearing in mind he has just done his pit stop on that lap time there that you've seen. Let's have a look on Kenny Shep's car now. He's come out of the pits, got his tyres up to temperature. See if we can see any difference in his car. It seemed to be quite loose underneath him before he entered the pits. See whether he's been able to make any adjustments that have just found a bit more stable. We know he's a very smooth driver and doesn't like to really move the car around him under it a lot, but he just getting back up to speed, and I'm sure he'll be looking at trying to reel in Palm, which is yet to actually pit. I think there's only Kenny Shep and Tiger that have pitted at the moment. brought the gap down to K9 to 10 seconds. Goes across the line, smashes in at 2.9. So fastest lap of the race going to Kenny Shep at the moment. So that's just tyres getting up to temperature and stuff, but looking comfortable at the moment as he comes out after his mandatory pit stop. Palm is going to have to acknowledge that lap time, keep an eye on it over the next couple of laps to see whether that is Kenny Shep's overall pace from now on, because Palm would have to respond to that. It's definitely going to be an eye-opener for changing pace. Just going to check back. G32 got a lot of muck on the front of his car there, so he must have just had a bit of an off-road excursion somewhere, but still running around in solid 4th place. Smashing in 213s, so looking comfortable. You know that this is more like G32. He's looking solid performance tonight. Fortunate performance in the sprint races on Monday, but he's definitely this is his normal kind of solid performance. Keeping well clear of the curbs. Had that pressure of Kento earlier on, but didn't buckle from it. Kento was the one that just ran out wide and couldn't hold on to it. Had that half spin, dropped him that amount of time. K9 now has dived for the pits. He's acknowledged that he's going to have to do something, either fuel or tyres. Can't really see what goes on in these pits, but virtually I'm going to say a little bit of repair. Might have gone for a tyre change there. It's sitting quite long. I would say that would have been a tyre change, whether it was a fresh set of what he was normally running. So that's allowed Kenny back into that, Kenny Shep back into that 2nd place. Kento as well, he's dived for the pits. A lot of muck on these cars, so track proving to be quite dirty out there. Kenny Shep in that 2nd place, as I was saying, 209.8 last lap as well. So these 2 laps that he's previously come out of the pits, he's smashed it at 209s. 24 seconds behind Palm. You can see Roy has also dived for the pits as well there. Everyone feeling that this is a good sort of time to get that pit strategy out of the way, get some fresh rubber on, or even just dive in there, quick pit stop, quick repair and get back out on track. I think Kento and Roy have come out pretty close together. 2 teammates. Not even. Kento just out wide again over that curb, bounces off it but brings it back in. Can it someone? That's Tiger just there having another unfortunate moment, struggling with the track, but full respect for committing it through the race, picking up points for the championship. Even though it's 7th place, you're still going to pick up them good quality, a handful of points there. Palm must have had a moment on his on his previous lap, 222. That's allowed Kenny Shep to close him in big time. 21 seconds. Kenny smashing 209s, 210s previous lap. 20-second window now, so I think Palm's gonna have to be thinking about diving for them pits and just having a breather just to regroup. But I think Kenny Shep's already gonna go past him while Palm would be in the pits. Depends on what sort of pit strategy Palm has selected. See there, G32's into third place at the moment. I don't think he's pitted yet, so just out of position. Yeah, Palm diving for the pits this time round. I thought he would have with that slower previous lap. See where Kenny is on track. He's coming up to these final few turns and he'll be slingshotting down this main straight past Palm. So unfortunate, Palm's going to lose the lead at this part of the race. 16 minutes remaining. I think Palm is leaving the pits, so he hasn't lost too much time. So he's got Kenny Shep in eyesight. He's got his lights on. He's making his presence felt. Kenny will see that now and look behind him. He'll be happy that he's made that pit strategy moment work for him. We didn't see why Palm lost that particular amount of time on that previous lap. Must have been a bit of a half spin, run wide or something like that. That's unfortunate from Palm, just to have lost that through the pit window. Keep an eye on these guys, see whether Palm can answer back now out on track. Yeah, G32, I don't think he's pitted as such just yet. Might have missed it though, but I'm sure he's yet to do his pits. So K9 did pit, came back out 2:15. So just keeping it under control, doing this thing. Get to a bit further back. So we have them the spin at the start and another spin as well when he was following G32, had been following him for a fair few amount of laps. Just run out wide and had half spin. That's put him in that 5th position at the moment. Roy not too far behind Kento. Came out of the pits pretty much within a few car lengths. Tiger's back into the pits as well, just making a few more alterations. We'll go back to the front where Palm is in the 3-second window of Kenny Shep, so he's staying within range of him at the moment. Cracking job. Lap 21. 13 minutes left. So Kenny Shep 2:11 with his previous lap, so you can see how the guys have come out of the pits and been a bit stronger for the first couple of laps. So that says to me that tyre temperature does get slightly overheated. He's... oh, palm just into a 360. Not going to lose too much time. Didn't pick up any barrier, but just over that crest of that one hill, came into the next corner and just lost the rear end. So unfortunate for him. That's going to allow Kenny Shep just to pull away that amount that's going to feel really comfortable to Kenny, and Palm just feeling like he just needed to light up the tyres a little bit too early and get on that power, and that's giving him that decent 360. I'll give him a 9.5 for that. That was decent. Didn't hit any walls, didn't hit any barriers, just lost that time that he really didn't want to. It would have been a great fight if he could have reeled in Kenny. Still time yet. Kenny could make a mistake himself. Saw his car earlier on in the race moving a lot around on track, but he really has worked to dial it in and find a comfortable pace. You've got to remember he has worked from the back of the grid. With unable to do the sprint races on Monday, that meant his qualifying position was starting dead last from these pack of guys, so impressive job from Kenny there. G32, I think he's going to run it towards the very end of this race. Feeling comfortable at the moment out on track. $2:15.9 from K9, so slightly quicker as well at this point in the race. Just been chipping away, and where's he? 30 seconds beyond the leader, and K9's only 15 seconds behind him, so even the quickest pit stop in the world, I feel K9 would go past, but super quick pit stop and they might come out, you know, within the same sort of area. It's going to be interesting to see on what happens between these couple of guys here, G32 and K9. Kento 1:19 behind the leader, so he's a fair bit behind K9, and the battle for third and fourth. Yeah, 2:13 from G32's last lap, so looking a lot quicker than K9's 2:15, so he's just edged away a little bit more. He's working at it, he's working at trying to get, I'd say, a 20 to 22 second window if he's going to go for a super quick pit stop. Looking comfortable as well, G32. His car's not moving around too much, and he's definitely not hanging around. He's using all the track. He's going to dive for his pits this time round, so this is crucial to see where it is. Going to be out on track. He's let's have a look back to K9, see where he is on track. He's coming round this final section now. He's going to be aware of G32 in the pits, and he's going to want to try and carry as much pace as he possibly can. G32 super quick pit stop, but he's going to come out just tuck in behind K9. Did have a little bit more pace on track, and relative to other guys' pace when they have actually left the pits, they have been a lot quicker for the first couple of laps. So I think G32 could reel in K9 a little bit here, and then it could be a big fight for the last couple of laps. 6 minutes in, so 6 minutes down, left to race, so there's a bit of time, but relatively, what's that, 2 to 3 laps to go. Kenny Shep out in front, he's pulled 16 seconds now on Palm. Palm, unfortunately, with that one mistake, dropped him off the back, and I think that's allowed Kenny just to pull that away and conceal that. K9's going to be the one that's going to be feeling the pressure towards the end of this race. G32 is going to be hungry for this. Kento a little bit further back. Roy, there's a bit of a gap between him and Kento now, and Tiger unfortunately not feeling this track, but I'm sure he'll bounce back and have a good one at the Red Bull Ring for the final race of the KTM series. It's been an epic series right the way through with the road cars and with these GT4s. We've had many people come and go. Fully enjoyable car to drive on tracks that I didn't even enjoy myself, and I've jumped in this car, and it's emphasised on how good some of the tracks are. K9 coming across the line, he's picked up his pace a little bit, 2:14.1. G32 is going to be coming across 2:35, but he did leave the pits, so that's kind of an irrelevant kind of lap time to see if he's closing that pace. But I think K9 has just upped his pace that little bit now. He's feeling that pressure. 4 minutes left, so two laps possibly. Just want to have a quick run through. So plenty of fuel from K9, slightly less from G32, nothing significant. Palm 23, 17 from Kenny Shep. Kanto carrying a lot of fuel. I think he's got to go to the supermarket after this with that amount of fuel. 25 there from Rock, and Tiger there at 29, so Kento being the one with the most amount of fuel. Knowing him as I do, he's probably been siphoning it out of vehicles in the pits. K9 going to come over the line now with a 2:13, so he's really picked up his pace. He's realised what's going on behind him with G32, and he's been saving that little bit of pace towards the end. Really concentrating, and you can hear the gear shifts. He's running it right to the rev limiter. He's got fuel in hand, nothing to lose. You might as well give it absolutely flat out. And G32 unable to answer, slightly slower on pace, and with that time deficit, he's going to be happy with picking up them fourth place points. He's solid performance throughout tonight. After that sprint round, he's definitely turned his race around, and had a little insight into that third place, but just couldn't hold it totally on pace. Keep on having a look at the time deficits between people up there. No one making any mistakes at the moment, so that's all good. I'm sure nobody will be hoping for a mistake in the last minute of the race. On board with Palm there. I think he's just coming up to back marker, I think, would it be? Yeah, Roy's just I thought that was Kenny for a moment, but he's just catching up with Roy. Palm, he's had a solid race. He's shown his pace on this one. He's had the pole position, dropped into that second place when Kenny just made an earlier pit stop and managed to bring in his lap times. But Palm doing an epic job, won the sprint race. He's gonna get solid points from that, and then second place in the endurance. So overall for this round, he's going to be top point scorer. Just see him lighting up the rear end coming around there, so the car's getting lively towards this end part of the race. Just see where Kenny Shep is on track. Obviously starting from the back of the grid, but working his way through to the front of the pack, learning the car as he was going, because I don't think he's had much time to practice. Dialing in them lap times now, 2:09 on his previous one, and managing to bring it round for the win. So great job there from Kenny. Palm did give him a bit of a fight though, so he's going to be aware of that going into the last round of the championship. But I think with that one, Kenny's going to have claimed the championship overall, but we'll confirm that in the last round. Palm doing an epic job, as I was just saying. Took the win in the sprint race, and then definitely showed some strong pace in this endurance. A couple of mistakes, but I'm sure he'll be happy with that result. K9 doing what he does. He's always a solid performer out there. He's might not always be the quickest, but he's out there to finish and get these results. G32 you can just see in the background, but as I say, that K9 giving a big epic send up the hill. He'll definitely have a Code Brown moment from that one. Could have thrown away the position. Just need to keep it under control through these few turns. Not too much full send. That is normally his driving approach, but he'll be coming home for that third place position. Great job from him for the commentary car team. G32 took the fight to K9, but just wasn't quite enough. But I'm sure he'll be happy after his sprint race. Coming into this endurance, he's definitely turned his fortune around on this track. Found something with his setup and worked on it. Great job from him. Kanto, unfortunate for him, had a couple of spins that we saw earlier on that just dropped him down that much time in pace, but I'm sure he's had fun out there, nicking everyone's fuel, because he's still going to finish with 27 litres on board. Great job from Kanto. Everyone else must have finished. Yeah, Roy and that must have finished. So yeah, that concludes the race from the KTM Endurance, the penultimate round. One more round to go, round 13. But great win there from Kenny Schaap. Palm in second, K9 in third, G32, Kanto, Rock and Tiger Rock 7th. So I'm sure these guys had some epic races. 27 laps from them guys, 26 and 23. But that concludes the racing for tonight, guys. Don't forget there is Rallycross next week, qualifying on the Monday for the Supers and the RF Lights as well. It's going to be some epic racing from Knock Hill, super rough track. We know that definitely is. We've only used it once before in championships. There's some sections on there that can really mix up the results. So I hope you can join us for Monday night for that, and then the semi-finals and finals will be on next Thursday night. That'll be the penultimate round for the Rally Fighters Championship. So thanks very much for watching, and hope to catch you soon. Cheers guys, ta-ra.